It's good. As always, guys, appreciate your guys' time covering our team, and excited for this week, man. Championship game on the blue. Guys done a really good job in practice. We still got a couple days left to prep, but it's going to be an awesome environment at 6 o'clock. We're playing a really good football team, right? Got to thank the world of Coach Mullen and what they've done. They're the only one of the few 10-win teams on the West Coast, and we got our work cut out for us. But proud of the process our guys have gone through this week in all three phases, because we have to get better, and proud of where we've grown from this season. So we still got stuff to clean up, but excited for this game on Friday at 6 o'clock. We're going to need Bronco Nation to show up in a major way, as I know they will. And that's been every game we played at home, man. They've showed up, and I know that'll be no different. We talk about protecting what matters most to you, and playing on this field, we need to do a really good job in front of our fans and for each other. And so proud of our guys. Zion Washington talked to our team today about our focus and being the reason that we win. I think that's such a good message. Like, it's all about your prep, championship prep for a championship game, and that's what we're on. We're a process-focused team, and been proud of the work we put in. Had an awesome signing day today. Finished up. Really proud of the guys that our coaches we're able to find, recruit, build relationships with, because we do things differently here. We recruit different. We want to find the uncommon players that are in this country or even out of this country, and I feel like we did. And yes, there's a lot of talent in this group, but more importantly, I really believe all of their ceilings are really high because of their character. The three biggest things we wanted with this class was, they love football. Number one, they have a love of football. They love playing this game, not because of what they could do for them, because they love football. Secondly, no one's going to outwork them. No one's going to outwork them. And thirdly, all about the team. When I look at those three things for guys that have been here and really successful, those are our best guys. Our best guys are the guys that love football. Absolutely no one's going to outwork them, and they want to do whatever it takes to help the team win. I feel like that's really this class, and we were able to hit a lot of things we wanted to. We are a high school-focused recruiting team, and that's the future of this program. So really proud of the efforts of our staff, our recruiting staff, Kyle Young, Brandon Jones, Shawnee. I mean, they did a phenomenal job, and love the group of men that are coming here. Their families believe in what we're doing here, and I believe the future is really bright.
You're a high school-focused recruiting program, you just said. Why do you think that's the way to go?
Yeah. Well, for us, we're about development, right? We're a developmental program. Why is that? I don't think you can pick to be good at a lot of things, right? I mean, no different in the book, Good to Great, right? Like, what are you focused on being the best in the country at? We want to be in the best of the country at developing young men. Not just for football, Johnny. We're talking life, too. And so our best players historically, if you look, have been guys that have been here, been in our program, our culture, grown, fail, learn from it, and continue to rise. And then as they're we're playing a lot of freshmen right now, but then as they're freshmen, sophomores, juniors, then there's some of the better players around. So that's what we believe in. We are going to recruit junior college. We signed a really good junior college safety. We're going to recruit junior college. We're going to recruit the transfer portal. But first and foremost, we look to high school players.
I mean, right now, if you look at the numbers, 28 guys, whatever it is, signing.
Yep.
How do you balance that? And it looks like it'd be 1 for 1, I guess, now, pretty much. Or how do you expect to add a lot of transfer portal guys? Or
no, I mean we're going to be very, very specific, and it's going to have to be the right fit. We obviously got some things that we know we're going to look to see what is there, but it has to be the right fit. There's a piece of football that comes into that, right? The position that we need, maybe an older guy to come in and give some time to the younger guys, but it's going to have to be the right fit for this program, and it's not going to be a lot of players, but we're going to make sure we find the right ones.
What about at quarterback? I mean, we asked Zach about this, but how do you feel like the two you have is
feel good.
And then what's in the room you're good, or is that something in the portal you think you might still look at? Or?
No, right now we feel really good. Love the two high school kids we signed. We got Maddox, Max, Zeke, Hill. Like, we feel really good about the room where it's growing to. But for us, we're always looking to see what is out there for guys at this program. Right now, I mean, we're not going to recruit the transfer portal for a quarterback.
How much of your focus now kind of goes towards retaining players? Obviously, the transfer
it's
portal
everything.
opens on Monday.
Yeah, it doesn't open until January.
Or January, yep. You're right. I forgot.
But it's everything. I mean, to be a developmental program, we've talked about this at length. You have to be able to keep your best players. There are going to be some players that maybe want to leave because they want to play more, and I get that. I want best for everybody. But I believe for our players, the best place for them, the most value for their life is staying at Boise State, and I believe our players feel that same way. But there's no question. I mean, there's a good amount of players on our team that probably even during season, especially now playing a championship game, are getting called by other coaches to leave Boise State. I mean, that's the reality of the landscape. It's not me complaining about it. It's just, it is what it is, but we have to make sure we keep our best players, and that's going to be a huge focus. I'm going to meet with every single one of our players and talk about the future and pouring into them of the things they do really well, the things we need them to grow in. And then in January, we're going to hit the ground running.
Things will change, obviously, between now and January, but right now, do you feel like there's any position that doesn't need transfer portal attention?
Yeah, not going to talk about that right now, Prater. I mean, but it's, we have some positions that we know we're going to have to go look at, and we have that slated in regards to our roster and our numbers, but not something I'm going to talk about now.
In terms of Bronco Pro and the resources you have available to retain your talent, how, I doubt you'll give us a number, maybe you will, but in terms of pushing that from last year and pushing that higher and asking Cody and everybody for every penny you can, I mean, what do you feel like you're going to have additional resources going into this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very open about that stuff. I mean, I'm not going to talk about the numbers, BJ, but we're going to have enough. And that's what me and JD and Cody talk about. It's my goal is for it to be more than it was this year, and I believe it will be. And then my goal a year from now is going to be more. Like, I want to be on the rise. I believe this program's on the rise, and a part of that now is making sure resources are there financially to support the players, the coaches. And I believe we're on the rise. I believe it's going to grow, and really excited about it. Then hopefully a year from now, it's going to have to be on the rise again. That's the landscape we're in, and we have the community and the support to do it.
Now you can talk about recruits. You've got two guys in the same class with Cash and Jackson. Just what can you say about those two guys coming in together?
Yeah, fired up, man. I mean, Jackson's been committed to us for a long time. Very, very smart football player. He can make the throws. He's a Boise State fit here, hard worker, great teammate. And he's just, one of those kids you're around him, you can tell that he's going to process quickly, he's going to be on point, and he's going to be on the rise quickly. And both him and Cash are going to be here in January. Cash, I mean, we're probably about a month ago now is when we kind of really started getting into. We knew about Cash. Obviously, San Diego's a huge recruiting area for us. Had a lot of opportunities, was committed to a school, and then when he decommitted from them, it was something that we were really intrigued about him. Got to know the head coach at Bishop's High School, being a San Diego native, knew of him. Phenomenal coach, Coach Walden. I mean, he does, and hearing his thoughts on Cash and who he was as a leader, who he was as a competitor, fell in love with him. And then we got him on a trip, and he is just a phenomenal kid to be around. I mean, he's NFL talent. He's got all that. But more importantly, what wowed me about him was when I was around him. What type of kid he was, low ego, just a cool kid to be around. Not what can you do for me. It was just wants to be a part of the team, wants to grow, wants to develop. And both those kids are going to really push the room forward.
Brett Rippon won a lot of games here. He threw for more passing yards in the Mountain West than any other quarterback. What was it like to tap into his knowledge when it comes to Cash, and what's it like for Cash to be around a guy that knows exactly what it takes to succeed here? Yeah,
Rip and Cash have a good relationship. And honestly, when you talk to Rip, and you hear his thoughts, I know Coach Hill, obviously coaching Rip when he was here, was able to get those conversations going. I mean, he speaks the world of Cash. And obviously Rip and what he was able to do here, what he's been able to do in the NFL, it speaks volumes to Cash and who he's going to be here and how he's going to develop.
Terrius Favors, I mean, you committed back in January.
Yeah.
Your highest ranked recruit, your longest commit.
Yeah.
You had Georgia, other SEC interest. I mean, to hang on to him, how big was that? And it seemed like you never really wavered. And what kind of impact could he make?
Yeah, T-Fave, we call him T-Fave. He's a phenomenal young man. I mean, a kid that's from Georgia, has had everybody in the country trying to get him, committed to us, and never wavered. And that's uncommon. I mean, came out on trips. Julian has helped us a lot, just getting starting these relationships, and even with all these schools coming in, just seeing what's true. Like, where can Terrius go to where he can grow and develop to be the best player, but more importantly, the best young man. He comes from a great family. His mom's awesome. It's a perfect fit here, and the kid has had every opportunity to go, but every time, all he says is bleed blue. Like, he's that guy. He's a part of this family, and he's going to be a really, really good football player. But I also know he's going to be a huge part of this culture going forward. And that's where, when we went into this recruiting cycle, every single one of our positions, we had numbers and that we wanted to go and get, and certain guys. Hey, we needed 2 at this position or 3 at this position, and just really proud of our staff. Really proud of us being able to go get it. We feel like we really moved the needle with our rooms, and really moved the needle of this program, because I can go one by one about just the stories of these young men, and I'd say dang near all of them had people calling them for months to leave Boise State. Hey, we're going to give you all this, and they didn't waver. Coach, I'm a Bronco. I've seen screenshots from these players at a bunch of different head coaches. Hey, you got to come to us, and they just text back bleed blue. I mean, that does my heart joy, because I know these young men care about Boise. And I'm telling you, majority of all these players went through this because they want to be here. They believe in what we're doing here. They want to be developed, and they believe they can become the best version of themselves
I
here.
know Cole Cronin was one of those
Yep.
guys, had some big time interest.
Yep.
To get a big body like that, offensive lineman, how big's his addition?
Yeah, Cole, I think Cole could be one of the better offensive line we had. Just to talk about one position, I feel like offensive line-wise, we really pushed the needle forward on that. Got some really good offensive tackles. Got a really good interior offensive line. We feel really good about Cole's though, and had everybody in the country trying to get him to leave Boise State. I'm talking dang near everybody, and never wavered. Comes to our last game, rocked out in Boise State gear. I bleed blue. Let's go. Uncommon.
How do you push it across the finish line? How do you get these kids to see what this place like is all about? I mean, you got to recruit all these guys, and you only get so much time with them.
Yeah.
So in your time, how do you get them to understand all that, Spencer?
Yeah, the first thing that I talk about, and I know our staff is I want to be a truth teller to these young men, right? We don't make Boise State fit what they want, and I tell them that when I go through my presentation with them. It's not a sales pitch. It's this is us, and I tell their family this is a two-way street. I'm trying to figure you out. You're trying to figure me out, and I'm going to give you all the truth. If you don't want to do this, don't come here. We don't need to find 500 guys that fit Boise State. We need to find the right 25, 30. And so just try to be very open and honest. And the majority of our class have been guys that have been committed, and we've been around for a long time, right? So this has been a process with their family, with them being here, them seeing a game, them seeing practice, them in a bunch of meetings, and them knowing exactly what time it is. And as I tell them, when our guys come in the summertime, why do we bring them on Friday? I want them to watch decks. I want them to see the hardest thing we do in the summertime, so when they sign, they know the hardest part. They don't even need to see the game and the packed atmosphere and what it is. They're about the work. And that's what's special about these young men. That's why it's going to be a perfect fit here.
You have 3 local signees, I believe. I mean, how important is that to try to keep the best talent here? And what do you make of the 3 local kids?
It's huge, man. 2 on the same team. Coach Kreiner does a phenomenal job at Rocky. Rowan Rupp's going to be a really good defensive lineman for us. We've seen him in our camp multiple times. He's kicking the dog out of people, man. He's got the right mentality. And Rashawn Jones, another guy, had everybody trying to get him to leave Boise State's commitment, and his family, never wavered. Rashawn Jones is going to be big time here, and never wavered. Great young man, loves the Lord, wants to work, play. We went and saw him play basketball last January, and he's a freak athlete, but he's even a better young man. And then you got Ryan Brecky, who's dad's an alum from. Talk about just a straight wired the right way. He can not only make big time catches, he's physical, he's going to grow here. It's huge for us to find, the best local kids and keep them home.
What position are you going to play the Jones kid at?
He's a start receiver. Yep. But he'll be returner. We can do a lot with him. We've got some really, he brings a lot of talents.
I don't know, how cool is his story? He obviously moves over here kind of late in his career. I know similar areas like John Bates and those guys back in the day, but how I don't know, is he still a little raw too or anything like that? He just seems like he's loaded with potential.
Oh, his ceiling's through the roof. One, because of his talent. Very, very talented. Our staff has talked about similarities to Khalil Shakir. I think there could be a lot of similarities seen. Very, very talented. But guys, he is wired the right way. Loves football. Will do anything for his team. When you talk to Coach Kreiner, and he'd only been with Coach Kreiner for, 5-6 months now, can't say enough good things about Rashawn and who he is with the team. He'll go in and play safety for his team. He'll go in and do whatever it takes, and he is an absolute hard worker. He's got a full-time job right now, he's just got his uncommon traits that is going to take his talent to the next level, and he's going to be a really good fit here.
What does it mean to love football, and how do you identify that?
Good question. That's the one that, and we talk in recruiting, you cannot ask yes or no questions, right? So if I go to a high school coach and say, does Johnny love football? What do you think he's going to say?
Yes.
Yes, right? So we say, give me an example of where you see Johnny love football more than any recruit you've had. And if he's like, I don't know, coach, that probably tells you a lot. If he says, well, coach, he's the first one here. He's the one that's getting the guys together for 7-on-7. He's the guy opening the weight room in the summertime. He's the one that can't wait for film. I'm like, that's our guy. That's our guy. That's the guy we want. So no yes or no questions at all. I want to tell me the story of this young man. And it's not just the coach. It's the parents. It's the trainer, 7-on-7. We want to get – I joke with players. I'm like the FBI. I know what kind of toothpaste you use. You know what I mean? Because I want to get to know these kids. And then I want them to get to know us. Because when they come here, I want them to stay. I want them to graduate from here. I want them to be a part of this community forever, and I believe this group is.
What do you make of just the calendar and the timing of everything? I mean, obviously you guys are playing a championship game in 48 hours, and you've had bowl games in years past where you're getting ready for a bowl game and trying to sign kids, and the portal and coaching changes. Do you like it here in early December? Do you wish it was spring? I mean, how do you kind of look at it? Should the portal window be more in line, or how do you look at everything?
Yeah, good question. We haven't really thought about it a lot. I try and focus on the things I do control, but it's a lot. I mean, no question. I mean, we've been blessed to be in the championship game a lot, and so we're kind of used to just knowing this is what it is. But our staff's done a great job. We've had to be really efficient the past few weeks. I mean, we had a huge visit at Colorado State a few weeks ago. Even this week with game planning and practice, really kind of on a short week because we didn't know we were playing until Sunday. Just had to be really efficient. And even this morning when guys were in meetings, I was making sure the calls and everything came through and our guys were on time with signing and handling it. But, I mean, hats off to our commits and now our roster and our players because they never wavered. I mean, there was no issues. It wasn't like, at night, hey, coach, well, this school's calling. Because they are, but they just never wavered. Never blinked, never flinched. But long way to answer your question, BJ, it's a lot. I mean, you're playing a championship game. You got signing day, portal coming. I mean, there's just a lot of moving parts. So you got to be really efficient.
So what's the best kind of toothpaste? Do you just
What?
call Ashton Genty up
Yeah,
and
correct.
ask him and just go with that?
Yeah, I'd say, hey, Ash, what did you use? You can't, yeah. Or nothing, man. Coach, I don't even need to. Too focused. Yeah.
Coach, let's in terms of UNLV and the last time that they were here in town.
Yeah.
How was your football team better or different since that game?
Yeah, that was, a few months ago. And I think first and foremost, UNLV is a much better football team than we saw. And Coach Mullen's very open about that. And I agree. I mean, their quarterback was Offensive Player of the Year, and that's earned and deserved. I mean, he's one of the best football players in the country. But it's not just him. I mean, their running back, Jet Thomas. I mean, if you're wrong, it's a touchdown. You look at how their O-line's playing together. You look at their defense. Defense is playing really well, bringing a ton of pressure. They've grown a lot. For us, we've been through a lot since that game. We've had some ups. We've had some downs. We've been on the map before. We've talked about that. We've talked about how people kind of counted us out, and we've had to learn a lot. We've had some injuries that guys have stepped up and done a phenomenal job with. So as a team, we're growing. We're learning. Friday night's its own game though, right? You can be, we're on the rise, and then there were some times this season we're on the rise and we took some dips, and that's on us as coaches to figure out why. So I believe we've grown a ton this season, Mike. I think we've learned a lot. We've grown a lot. Our players have, and that's why I can't be more proud of them. I can't be more proud of how they played last Friday. The grit. Was it a perfect game? Absolutely not. We made a ton of mistakes. But the grit to finish. But now we got a huge one on Friday. In championship games, it ain't going to come down to motivation. UNLV is going to be absolutely motivated to come out here and beat the dog out of us on the blue. Absolutely. We are going to be motivated to go win a championship and play our best. Who is going to prep the best? Who's going to do the things that really lead to winning? And that's what we're focused on.
Spencer, I think going back to when you first got here, you've probably been in more Mountain West championships than maybe anyone. Just through the wins, through the losses, what have you learned that you can take into Friday?
Yeah, I think not assuming. I think it's easy to say, but it's, been in a lot of championship games, lost a good amount of them too. And I remember the last time we lost on the blue, and I've talked to our team about this back in 22. We beat Fresno State in the regular season. We get them back, but I think there was some assuming going on, and not for lack of work or what, but I just think we won the regular season, so we're going to go out there on the blue and we're going to go win another one. That doesn't work like that. It's college football. You're going to get everybody's best, and if you don't put the work in and do what you need to, and don't assume and look past somebody, or don't focus on your best prep, you're going to get knocked out. And I've been a part of that, and it hurts, and it's painful. And I remember those games. I remember seeing a team celebrate on the blue, winning a championship versus us. Oof, hurts. Shoot, this season I've been booed off the blue. Those moments you don't forget. I mean, those are scars that you remember. And grown men, you better learn through pain. And so as a team right now, that's our focus. I thought Zion did a great job when he spoke to our team today just about learning. Don't live in doubt, live in belief, but be the reason we win. If you're not playing and you're waving a towel, you better stink and wave that towel better than you waved it all season. And just focus on the things you do control, because in a championship game, they're going to make a bunch of plays. We're going to make a bunch of plays. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. They're really talented. We're talented. It's going to be who executes and who's done their prep to go do that.
Last year was one of the most memorable, probably the most memorable night in the history of the stadium. Be selfish for 30 seconds and talk about the one moment that you had where you kind of stopped the world and thought about life and what was going on. And Did you have a proud private moment last year in the middle or at the end of that game?
Yeah, Mike. There's a lot of moments from that time, from that moment that I remember. What I'll never forget, though, and there's a lot of never forget moments, but the second that we kneeled down and the game was over, and I mean even the Gatorade bath and everything, and I remember looking up, thanking Jesus, and the second I looked down, it felt like the sea of people. I felt like the fastest fans we have in the country were just around us cheering. I mean, it's a moment right now. It feels like I'm still standing there because it's just something I'll never forget. I mean, it's just a moment where, especially as a coach, till the last snap, I mean, you're thinking situations, what we got to do. And that moment, kneel down, thank the good Lord, and I look up, and it was just a sea of people loving on our players. And it just reminded me how much this community is so special and not to take anything for granted. Thanks, guys.